In the rush of our daily lives, it's easy to feel like we're drowning in a sea of stress and uncertainty. However, there is still a way to find calm in the midst of the storm, a path to inner peace that has stood the test of time. Imagine this: despite all the adversities you face, pressures at work, personal conflicts, unexpected challenges, you manage to remain firm, unshakable, and serene. This is not just a dream. It is the essence of Stoicism. Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us to master our emotions and reactions, allowing us to live a fuller life. Today, we'll dive into the heart of Stoicism and explore 10 timeless principles that can transform the way you face life's inevitable ups and downs. These principles are not just abstract theories, but practical tools that you can apply daily to develop resilience and inner strength. Whether you're dealing with a complicated relationship, feeling overwhelmed by your responsibilities, or simply seeking a deeper purpose, the wisdom of Stoicism offers valuable insights and practical strategies to help you thrive. Join me as we explore these powerful Stoic teachings. From learning to maintain a firm purpose in life to mastering the art of emotional control, each principle is a stepping stone to a life where external events no longer dictate your inner peace. At the end of this journey, you will have the knowledge and tools necessary to cultivate a state of calm and confidence, regardless of what life throws at you. So let's embark on this transformative journey together and discover how the ancient wisdom of Stoicism can help you achieve unshakable tranquility and true happiness. If you appreciate what we're doing here, I ask you a small favor. Click the subscribe button and don't skip any part of this video. Let's go together on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. Imagine you are sailing across a vast ocean with no clear destination. Without a defined route, you find yourself adrift, vulnerable to changes in the wind and waves. This is exactly what life feels like without a firm purpose. Without direction, we are easily influenced by external forces. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic thinkers, teaches us the importance of having clear and firm purposes. He believed that difficulties reveal our true character, and the greater the challenge, the greater the glory in overcoming it. This is not just a philosophical idea, but a call to action. When you have a firm purpose, it is like possessing a compass that guides you through the tumultuous seas of life. This purpose does not come out of nowhere. It is forged through moments of deep reflection on what really matters to you. It's not just about career goals or personal achievements, but also about your principles and values. What do you want to represent in life? What kind of person do you aspire to be? These are the questions you need to answer to find your firm purpose. Once you have identified your purpose, it acts as an anchor, keeping you steady amidst the chaos. Life will throw challenges your way, this is inevitable, but with a firm purpose, these challenges become more manageable. They stop being insurmountable mountains and become steps that you can climb. Think of it this way: when your goals and values are clear, the world around you seems to shrink. Colossal challenges become small steps on the journey towards your ultimate purpose. This inner strength, cultivated through Stoic wisdom, cannot be easily defeated. Finding a firm purpose is not something that happens by chance. It is the result of a deliberate decision and deep reflection on what really matters to you. This reflection requires time and honesty. You need to dig deep into your soul, beyond superficial and temporary desires, to discover what really motivates you. This may require reassessing your life direction, abandoning old habits, or embracing new perspectives. It is an ongoing process of self-discovery and alignment with your true self. Once you have found that purpose and rooted it in your heart, the next step is to apply it diligently, protecting and nurturing it. This involves perseverance and a firm commitment to your goals. It's about showing up every day, even when things get tough, overcoming setbacks and failures, knowing that they are part of the journey. Remember, a firm purpose is not just a destination. It is a guiding light that helps you navigate life's journey with confidence and resilience. Think of a firm purpose as a beacon in the night. It not only guides you, but also provides a sense of security and stability. When the whirlwinds of life try to knock you off course, your firm purpose acts like a buoy, keeping you from sinking into the sea of difficult emotions and circumstances. That is the power of Stoicism. It's not just a set of rules to live by. It is a deep understanding of the power of will and determination. Epictetus reminds us that true power lies in our ability to remain committed to our purpose despite external obstacles. In light of this philosophy, nothing is impossible and nothing can shake your resilient spirit. So, take time to reflect deeply on your purpose. Write it down, internalize it, and let it guide you. This steadfast purpose will be your anchor, helping you navigate life's challenges with unshakable confidence. Imagine having a lighthouse that guides you through the storms of life, lighting your path even in the darkest moments. When someone offends us, it is natural to feel hurt and want to retaliate. But this is where Stoicism offers a powerful lesson. Our emotions are shaped by our thoughts and perceptions. This means we have the power to choose how to respond to any situation. Instead of allowing offense to control us, we can see it as an opportunity to strengthen our patience and self-awareness. Think of it this way. Every time you resist the urge to react impulsively, you are building mental muscle. It is training your mind to remain calm and composed no matter what happens. Controlling the mind is not just a skill. It is an art that requires daily practice. Start with small habits that help you regain control over your thoughts. Set achievable goals every day. Each small achievement increases your self-confidence and reinforces your ability to control your mind. Focus on living in the present moment and understanding your emotions. When you realize that you have the power to choose your reactions, you will become more resilient to challenges and less influenced by negative emotions. Consider the story of a baker dedicated to perfecting his craft. He is not influenced by excessive criticism or praise. It only focuses on improving your skills. This single-minded dedication allows you to achieve true freedom and inner peace. Likewise, by protecting your mind from external influences, you can focus on your own growth. Establishing limits is essential. Be mindful of what you allow into your mental space. Just like you wouldn't let trash into your home, don't let negative thoughts, toxic people, or harmful media clutter your mind. Surround yourself with positive influences that uplift and inspire you. Read books that expand your knowledge, engage in conversations that challenge your thinking, and spend time with people who support and encourage you. Stoic philosophy is not just a classical discipline. It is a powerful tool for modern life. By learning to control our minds and handle our emotions maturely, we can achieve genuine peace and freedom in a volatile and uncertain world. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding them deeply and responding in a way that aligns with our values and purpose. One practical technique is mindfulness or meditation. These practices help you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, creating a gap between stimulus and response. In that gap lies your power and freedom. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you train your mind to observe without reacting immediately, gaining greater control over your emotional landscape. Another aspect of protecting your mind is cultivating a growth mindset, embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. When you encounter difficulties, remember that each obstacle is a chance to become stronger and wiser. This change in perspective can transform the way you experience adversity, making you more resilient and less susceptible to negative influences. Remember, protecting your mind is a lifelong journey. It's about consistently choosing to focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your responses, and your attitudes. It's about rejecting the victim mentality and embracing the role of an active agent in creating your own experience. The more you practice, the more natural this becomes. and you will soon find that external events have less and less power over your inner peace. Epictetus taught that we cannot control the opinions or actions of others, but we can control how we react to them. This principle means that even when someone criticizes us harshly, we have the power to decide how much that criticism will affect us. In today's world, this translates into accepting that everyone has their own perspectives and values, which don't always align with ours. It is normal to encounter differing opinions and, at times, harsh words. What matters is how we process and respond to these situations. The first step in dealing with criticism is to deeply understand ourselves. When you have a clear understanding of your motivations and reasons behind your actions, criticisms from others lose force. If you know you are acting in accordance with your values and principles, negative words become less meaningful. This self-awareness creates a solid foundation that protects you from being easily influenced by outside opinions. When facing criticism, instead of reacting defensively, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself if there is any truth to the criticism. Sometimes even harsh comments can contain valuable information that can help you grow. This doesn't mean you have to accept all criticism as valid, but being open to considering it shows maturity and a willingness to learn. Through this journey of self-discovery and continued growth, you will learn to protect your mind and navigate life with more confidence and resilience. Stoicism teaches us the importance of patience and kindness in our daily lives. These qualities allow us to remain calm and serene, even in the face of criticism and disagreements. Imagine how saints and ascetics faced insults and adversities with unwavering patience and continual kindness, always faithful to the path they chose to follow. By practicing patience, we avoid hasty or negative reactions. This allows us to deal with criticism in a more balanced way, maintaining our inner peace. Kindness, in turn, helps preserve good relationships even when we face disagreements or criticism. Being kind does not mean being weak, but rather showing strength by responding calmly and thoughtfully. Developing a thick skin is another crucial aspect of dealing with criticism. This does not mean becoming insensitive, but rather building resilience. Not all criticism is a true reflection of who we are. Often, they say more about those who make them than about us. People may criticize because of their own insecurities or frustrations. Recognizing this helps us depersonalize criticism and protect our self-esteem. Remember that you have the power to choose how you respond. This freedom is a fundamental pillar of Stoicism. Just because someone criticizes you doesn't mean you should accept their judgment as absolute truth. You can choose to absorb what is useful and discard the rest. This selective filter allows you to grow without being overwhelmed by negativity. Another effective strategy is to engage in constructive dialogue. If the criticism comes from someone close to you, such as a friend or family member, it is worth discussing the issue calmly. Ask for clarification and share your perspective. This type of communication not only resolves misunderstandings, but also strengthens relationships through mutual respect and openness. Responding to criticism with grace and a willingness to learn can inspire others. When people see you handle criticism with composure and emotional intelligence, they are likely to admire your strength and follow your example. You become a model of resilience by incorporating the principles of Stoicism into your everyday life. Epictetus taught that what afflicts us is not the events themselves, but the way we think about them. This means that when someone offends us, it is not their words or actions that hurt us, but our perception and reaction to them. The power to decide the impact of an offense is in our hands. This principle is liberating because it places control over external circumstances in our internal world. Transforming the offense is not about denying your emotions. It's natural to feel hurt or angry when offended. Stoicism teaches us to recognize these emotions without being dominated by them. It's about creating space between the stimulus and the response. In this space lies the power to choose a response that aligns with our values and long-term goals. A practical way to transform offense is through cognitive reframing. When you feel offended, try to see the situation from a different angle. Instead of focusing on the negative, ask yourself what you can learn from this experience. This doesn't mean you have to agree with the offender, but it allows you to draw valuable lessons and grow from them. For example, if a friend criticizes your lifestyle choices, rather than taking it personally, consider whether there is any merit to the remark or whether it is an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to your values. Stoicism also emphasizes empathy. When someone offends you, try to put yourself in that person's shoes. What could she be going through to act this way? This perspective can help you respond with compassion instead of anger. It's not about excusing bad behavior, but about understanding the human condition and recognizing that everyone has their own struggles. This approach allows us to respond in a more balanced way and strengthen our inner peace. Let's talk about a technique that can transform your life: the power of forgiveness. Imagine carrying a huge weight of resentment and anger. It only hurts you, not the other person. Holding on to a hurt is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to suffer. When you choose to forgive, you are freeing yourself from the burden of negative emotions. Forgiveness is not accepting the offense, but rather letting go of the impact it has on you. It's a gift you give yourself, allowing you to move forward with peace and clarity. Stoic philosophy also teaches us that true strength lies in facing and overcoming difficulties, not in avoiding them. Every offense we encounter is a chance to strengthen our resilience. Just as a muscle is strengthened by resistance, our character is strengthened by facing and transforming offenses. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, until external events have little power to disturb your inner peace. Remember, transforming an offense is an ongoing practice. It's not something you perfect overnight. It requires patience, self-awareness, and a commitment to personal growth. Each time you decide to turn an offense around, you are reinforcing a positive habit, making it easier to respond constructively in the future. Epictetus taught us a profound truth. We are the ones who attribute meaning to events, creating fear and shame within us. These emotions are not inherent to situations, but products of our interpretations. Once we understand this, we can change the way we perceive and respond to these feelings. Fear often arises from the unknown or the anticipation of negative outcomes. It's a natural response meant to protect us, but it can become debilitating if left unchecked. Stoicism teaches us to face our fears head-on. Instead of avoiding what scares us, we should examine it closely and ask, what exactly am I afraid of? By breaking down our worries, fear loses its power. For example, imagine that you are afraid of speaking in public. This fear may stem from worry about being judged or making mistakes. But when you analyze it rationally, you realize that the audience is not there to judge you harshly, but to listen and learn. And even if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. Every speaker stumbles at some point. By facing this fear and preparing yourself thoroughly, you gradually build confidence. Each time you speak, the fear becomes more manageable. Shame is a deep emotion that can make us feel unworthy or imperfect. It often stems from social pressures or past mistakes. Stoicism teaches us to face shame with courage and self-compassion. It's about accepting our imperfections and learning from our experiences rather than being defined by them. Consider a situation in which you feel embarrassed about a past mistake. Instead of allowing this shame to build, face it. Reflect on the error and understand why it happened. What can you learn from this? How can you use this experience to grow and become a better person? This process of reflection and learning helps turn shame into a valuable lesson rather than a source of self-loathing. Another powerful tool for overcoming shame is self-forgiveness. Holding on to shame keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-criticism. By forgiving ourselves, we release this heavy burden and allow ourselves to move forward. This doesn't mean excusing our mistakes, but acknowledging them, learning from them, and letting them go. It is a crucial step in healing and personal growth. In short, Stoicism offers us practical tools for dealing with offenses and criticism, cultivating patience and kindness, facing our fears, and overcoming shame. All of this helps us build a more resilient and fulfilling life, where external events have less and less power over our inner peace. Let's keep practicing these techniques day after day and discover true freedom and strength within ourselves. Let's talk about how to overcome fear and shame, starting with small steps. Imagine that you are afraid of speaking in public. Start by gradually exposing yourself to situations that trigger this fear, perhaps speaking in small groups or even practicing in front of a mirror. Every experience is a learning opportunity. Over time, you will build resilience and discover that what once terrified you no longer has the same power over you. This gradual approach desensitizes you to fear and shame, making these emotions more manageable. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of community and support. Share your fears and feelings of shame with trusted friends or mentors. Opening up about these emotions can be liberating and provide new perspectives and encouragement. You will often find that others have faced similar challenges and can offer valuable insights and support. Epictetus suggested that by visualizing potential difficulties, we prepare to face them calmly and thoughtfully. It's not about being pessimistic, but about being ready for anything. By anticipating obstacles, you are not caught off guard when they appear. Instead, you have already considered possible solutions and ways to manage your reactions. A practical technique for anticipating obstacles is premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. This involves taking time to visualize potential challenges and considering how you would respond to them. For example, before a big meeting, think about what could go wrong. Technical difficulties, difficult questions, or even personal nervousness. By visualizing these scenarios, you can plan your responses and reduce the impact of surprise. This practice is not about dwelling on negativity, but about building mental resilience. When you have mentally rehearsed how to handle difficulties, you are less likely to lose your balance when they occur. You become more adaptable and able to maintain composure, which is a hallmark of Stoic philosophy. Anticipating obstacles also means being flexible and open to change. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and rigid expectations can lead to disappointment and stress. By anticipating that things may not go as expected, you can remain flexible and adjust your plans as needed. This adaptability is crucial to navigating life's uncertainties with grace and effectiveness. Another important aspect of anticipating obstacles is maintaining a balanced perspective. While it's helpful to consider possible difficulties, it's equally important to recognize your strengths and resources. Recognize the skills, knowledge, and support systems you have that can help you overcome challenges. This balanced approach ensures you're prepared without becoming overly anxious or negative. Anticipating obstacles helps develop patience and perseverance. When you know that challenges are inevitable, you develop a long-term mindset that values persistence over immediate success. You become more patient with the process and more resilient in the face of setbacks. This resistance is a key component of Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of steadfastness and inner strength. Engaging in regular reflection can also improve your ability to anticipate obstacles. Take time to review past experiences and identify patterns. What challenges did you face and how did you overcome them? What strategies worked and what could you improve? By learning from your experiences, you can better prepare for future obstacles and refine your approach to problem solving. Incorporating mindfulness practices can further strengthen your ability to anticipate and manage obstacles. Mindfulness helps you stay present and aware, allowing you to recognize potential challenges early and respond mindfully. This improves your emotional regulation, ensuring you remain calm and centered even in stressful situations. Remember, the practice of overcoming fear and shame is ongoing. Every small step you take reinforces a positive habit and makes it easier to deal with challenges in the future. By following these Stoic techniques, you become more resilient and less susceptible to being shaken by adversity, building a life of peace and inner balance. Epictetus, with his famous quote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters," offers us a profound reminder about inner strength. This idea teaches us that our true power lies not in changing external circumstances, but in mastering our internal responses. When we face adversity, whether it's harsh criticism from a friend or an unexpected setback, we have the freedom to choose our response. This choice defines our character and shapes our lives. Building that inner strength starts with self-awareness and deliberate practice. It is essential to recognize our emotions without allowing them to dominate us. This does not mean suppressing feelings, but observing them and understanding their roots. By becoming aware of our emotional triggers, we can better manage our reactions. This self-awareness is the first step to strengthening our inner strength. Stoicism also teaches us to distinguish between what is in our control and what is not. This distinction is crucial to maintaining inner peace. We cannot control the actions or opinions of others, but we can control our attitudes and responses. By focusing on what we can control, we conserve our energy and reduce unnecessary stress. This shift in mindset is empowering and helps us stand firm in the face of external turmoil. Forgiving is another powerful aspect of inner strength. Holding grudges and resentment drains our energy and clouds our judgment. Stoicism encourages us to practice forgiveness, which does not mean tolerating harmful behaviors, but rather releasing their hold on us. By forgiving, we free ourselves from the burden of negative emotions, creating space for healing and growth. Developing resilience is key to building inner strength. Life is full of ups and downs, and setbacks are inevitable. The key is to see these setbacks as opportunities to strengthen our character. Every challenge we face is a chance to practice resilience and perseverance. Over time, this practice strengthens our inner strength, making us more adaptable and less susceptible to life's fluctuations. Stoicism encourages us to draw strength not only from ourselves, but also from community and faith. Surround yourself with people who support and inspire you. Engage in conversations that challenge and expand your thinking. If you have a spiritual practice, turn to it for strength and guidance. These external sources of support reinforce your inner strength and provide a sense of belonging and purpose. Practicing gratitude is another effective way to cultivate inner strength. Gratitude shifts the focus from what we lack to what we have, promoting a positive mindset. Even in difficult times, there is always something to be grateful for. By regularly recognizing and valuing these positive aspects, you strengthen your emotional resilience and maintain a balanced perspective. Inner strength also involves embracing vulnerability. Recognizing our fears and insecurities does not make us weak, but human. By facing these vulnerabilities with courage and compassion, we transform them into sources of strength. This self-acceptance is vital for inner strength, allowing us to navigate life with authenticity and confidence. It's about creating a space between the stimulus and the response, a time to reflect and choose the most appropriate course of action. This practice of pausing and reflecting is powerful and can transform how we interact with the world. Consider the example of driving in heavy traffic. Someone cuts in front of you, and your immediate reaction may be anger. Instead of acting impulsively, Stoicism encourages us to pause and consider our response. Will shouting or honking the horn improve the situation? Probably not. By choosing to remain calm, we maintain control over our emotions and actions, leading to a more peaceful and less stressful experience. So, the key is to cultivate this inner strength through self-awareness, forgiveness, resilience, and community support, always seeking a thoughtful response aligned with our values. This not only strengthens our character, but also transforms our lives, allowing us to face any adversity with grace and fortitude. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the ability to delay gratification. In a fast-paced world, we are often tempted to seek immediate rewards and avoid discomfort. However, this philosophy teaches us the value of patience and perseverance. By delaying gratification and working toward long-term goals, we cultivate discipline and resilience. This principle also applies to how we communicate, especially during heated arguments or conflicts. It's easy to let emotions take over and end up saying things that we might later regret. Stoicism guides us to practice moderation in our words. Before you speak, think about the impact of your words. Are they constructive? Do they reflect your values? Speaking with care and intention helps build stronger, more respectful relationships. Practicing self-restraint requires self-awareness and discipline. It's being aware of your impulses and actively choosing to control them. This may involve setting personal limits, practicing mindfulness, or developing new habits that support your goals. For example, if you tend to procrastinate, create a structured schedule to stay focused and productive. If you struggle with anger, practice relaxation techniques to stay calm in stressful situations. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of acting based on reason rather than impulse. Making decisions with careful consideration of the situation and its consequences is essential. Imagine you are facing an important decision at work. Instead of making a hasty choice, take time to gather information, weigh the pros and cons, and consider how your decision aligns with your values and goals. This grounded approach leads to better results and a greater sense of control. Taking restrictive actions does not mean becoming passive or avoiding action altogether. It's about being deliberate and intentional in our choices, understanding that our actions have consequences and taking responsibility for them. By practicing self-control, we become more effective in achieving our goals and maintaining inner peace. Engaging in regular reflection can improve your ability to constrain actions. Set aside time each day to review your behavior and consider where you could have exercised more restraint. What triggered your urges? How might you respond differently in the future? This ongoing self-assessment helps you develop greater self-awareness and strengthens your commitment to acting with intention. Delaying gratification and practicing moderation are practices that, when incorporated into our daily lives, help us cultivate a more balanced and satisfying life. By exercising patience, self-awareness, and discipline, we not only move toward our long-term goals, but we also build more resilient character and more lasting inner peace. Another crucial aspect of Stoicism is the ability to delay gratification. In our fast-paced world, it is common for us to seek immediate rewards and avoid any discomfort. However, this philosophy teaches us the importance of patience and perseverance. When we delay gratification and focus on long-term goals, we cultivate discipline and resilience. This principle also applies to the way we communicate, especially in times of heated arguments or conflicts. It's easy to let emotions take over and end up saying things we regret. Stoicism guides us to practice moderation in our words. Before you speak, think about the impact of your words. Are they constructive? Do they reflect your values? Speaking with care and intention helps build stronger, more respectful relationships. Practicing self-restraint requires self-awareness and discipline. It's about being aware of your impulses and actively choosing to control them. This may include setting personal limits, practicing mindfulness, or developing new habits that support your goals. For example, if you tend to procrastinate, create a structured schedule to stay focused and productive. If you struggle with anger, practice relaxation techniques to stay calm in stressful situations. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of acting based on reason rather than impulse. Making decisions with careful consideration of the situation and its consequences is essential. Imagine you are facing an important decision at work. Instead of making a hasty choice, take time to gather information, weigh the pros and cons, and consider how your decision aligns with your values and goals. This grounded approach leads to better results and a greater sense of control. Taking restrictive actions does not mean becoming passive or avoiding action altogether. It's about being deliberate and intentional in our choices, understanding that our actions have consequences and taking responsibility for them. By practicing self-control, we become more effective in achieving our goals and maintaining inner peace. Engaging in regular reflection can improve your ability to constrain actions. Set aside time each day to review your behavior and consider where you could have exercised more restraint. What triggered your urges? How might you respond differently in the future? This ongoing self-assessment helps you develop greater self-awareness and strengthens your commitment to acting with intention. Delaying gratification and practicing moderation are practices that, when incorporated into our daily lives, help us cultivate a more balanced and satisfying life. By exercising patience, self-awareness, and discipline, we not only move toward our long-term goals, but we also build more resilient character and more lasting inner peace. Living in harmony with nature is much more than a philosophical concept. It is a daily practice that invites us to slow down, to strip away the unnecessary layers that we have accumulated over time, and to reconnect with the core of what really matters in our lives. In a world where we are constantly bombarded by distractions and social pressures to endlessly strive for more, Stoicism offers us a peaceful refuge. He invites us to eliminate excess and focus on the essence, on the fundamental values that truly give meaning to our existence. By simplifying our lifestyle, we not only reduce stress and anxiety, but we also make space for what truly brings us happiness and fulfillment. Prioritizing meaningful relationships, dedicating time to introspection and personal growth, and caring for our physical and mental well-being become acts of authenticity and self-love. However, living in harmony with nature is not just limited to our personal interactions. It also involves recognizing our impact on the environment and adopting sustainable practices in our daily lives. Reducing excessive consumption, recycling, reusing, and respecting the integrity of ecosystems are tangible ways to honor our connection to the earth and ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. Furthermore, the practice of acceptance and gratitude is fundamental in this process of living in harmony with nature. Accepting the natural flow of life, with all its changes and unpredictability, frees us from the desire for control and allows us to flow with more lightness and serenity. And by cultivating gratitude, we find beauty and abundance even in the most challenging times, nurturing a positive mindset and strengthening our emotional resilience. Incorporating mindfulness into our journey of living in accordance with nature is like tuning in to the symphony of the universe. Mindfulness helps us awaken to the magic of the present moment, connecting us deeply with our inner essence and the wonder of the world around us. Practicing meditation, conscious breathing, and close observation empowers us to make choices aligned with our most authentic values, promoting a more meaningful and satisfying life.